6 or 7 of us. And the gunman responded back to him saying that, I don't have a problem with black people. This is about my country. You guys suffered enough. And he made a statement saying that it wasn't about black people. This isn't the reason why he was doing this. But through the conversation with 911, he said that the reason why he was doing this is because he wanted America to stop bombing his country. So the motive is very clear to us who are laying in our own blood and other people's blood, who were injured, who were shot, that we knew what his motive was, and he wasn't going to stop killing people until he was killed, until he felt like his message got out there. And he made several other comments, like while we were in the bathroom. And just quickly to retract for a second, when he first came in the bathroom, there were like pellets. What felt like BB gun pellets is what gave me the impression that it was a BB gun. Is because there were wall fragments hitting my legs, but that was really just the machine gun that he had blaring around the entire room. And it actually got jammed. He was like, damn, like it jammed. So with my face under the stall looking, I could see him put down his machine gun and you could hear him trying to click and fix his handgun. So time goes on and people's phones are going off. People are obviously calling. And it was actually, before he came back in, Kira was on her phone talking to her mom, asking. That's when everybody was asking for people to come and get us and help and come and, save us, basically. And people were on the phone with 911. But when he came back into the bathroom after that first round of machine gun shots went off, that's when he wanted everybody to get off their phones. He didn't want to hear anybody on their phones. He didn't want to hear any text message sounds. He didn't want to hear any phones ringing. So every time a phone rung or every time a text message went off, he would say, "Where is it? Give it up. Where is it?" And it was the point in time where there was somebody's phone who was going off. It wasn't even inside the stall. It wasn't even inside the stall. The phone was outside. And because he was still saying, "Where is it? Give it up. Give it up," I just tossed my phone out because nobody was responding. So we're assuming that the person whose phone it was either already shot and dead, or they just didn't know that it was their phone that was outside of the stall. But the last shots that went off that he did inside the bathroom while we were held hostage was right before the police bust through our bathroom that we were inside of. So there were like 3 explosive sounds that went off right before the police actually rescued us from inside the bathroom. And at first we thought that they were the other gunmen that he's communicating with that were exploding themselves, because it was a point in time in the bathroom after the phone call he made with 911, and I believe after his statement that he made about like not having a problem with black people, but it being for his country, it sounded as if he was communicating with other people who were involved with it. He made a statement that if the police come in, they're gonna attack, but it's okay. We got the snipers outside. Whoever he spoke to, and some police officers, and maybe he was just deranged, maybe he was talking to himself. But I honestly feel like I don't think he was able to pull that off all by himself, that one man all by himself. And because he said it out of his face that he had snipers outside, and the first shots that you heard, there were so many shots going off. That's why it sounded like it was a part of the music. Couldn't believe that this was actually gunshots happening, so many at one time. So right before right before the SWAT or the PD bust through the wall, he actually started backing into the bathroom stall itself that myself, Tierra Parker, and Akira, who didn't make it, was inside of. And I could see his feet like scooting back as he heard the police outside. And the last thing that I heard before the police said, move away from the walls, because obviously they were about to bust through again. He said, "Hey, you," to someone on the floor inside the bathroom, and shot them, shot another person, and then shot another person who happened to be directly behind me, who I'm told through the eyes of Tierra that shielded me with their own body to make sure that I wasn't hit. So, and I don't know who that person is. I don't know the name of that person, but if I could, if they're somewhere watching from, thank you, for saving my life, literally. If it wasn't for that person shielding me, it would have been me shot, and I wouldn't be sitting here today to talk about it. So after he left off, rang off those last 3 shots, hey you, bow, 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 they bust through the wall and they started engaging in gunfire after they told him, put your weapon down, put your weapon down. He didn't, so they engaged in gunfire. They got him, they shot him dead. And from that point, because the wall had exploded, the pipes, there was water starting to rise. I was getting really scared because I was thinking, like, if I don't get, like, they don't get to me soon or something, I might drown sitting here in this water, this pile of bloody water. But I was able to get the debris off my face, and I was able to push myself from underneath the stall wall and come on the other side where the handicap bathroom was, where the handicap stall was, and I was able to sit up and pull my leg from underneath the person who just was killed beside me. And I was asking Tiara Parker, I said, Tiara, are you shot? And she said, yeah, she got shot in her side. I said, what's wrong with Kiara? What's wrong with Kiara? Kiara was laying over Tiara's lap, lifeless, but according to the African American male who was luckily unharmed, who was not shot at all, he checked Kiara's pulse at the time and said that she still had the pulse, she's still breathing. So that was the last thing Tiara basically said to me, like, she's breathing, she's breathing. So when the SWAT member started coming in, we told him, like, beware, like, there's snipers outside. He said there's snipers outside, and they were asking us, well, is there any more bombers inside? We're like, no, 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 it's just us. Like, he was the last one, he was the last one. So we were all raising our hands up, and the SWAT team member picked me up. I put most of my weight on him to try to keep the weight off of my leg, and I actually saw Akira's phone right before I got out the wall, and I picked it up because I truly believed, like, after I was told she was breathing, that her pulse was still going, that I would be able to get that phone back to her. Once we got back into the hospital. So they pulled me out the wall. I couldn't walk, so the SWAT team member had to drag me by my arms through the grass with my leg. It's pretty bad, but they were able to get it back together. I have the bullet had shattered my femur bone in my right leg, and the bullet had went through my left leg. So I didn't even know I was shot in my left leg until they cut my clothes off in the ambulance and told me, like, you have another bullet wound under your left thigh. So I'm still here.